hope you enjoyed the music. So, good evening, everyone. We are back with another episode of Host Now Live. We are so glad that you are here joining us in today's conversation on titled False Sense of Security in Business Operations. My name is Maya, and I'll be your host for today's session. Host Now Live is a platform for us to invite guest speakers, industry experts, and specialists to come on board and answer questions that you have posted. Today, we are trying out something really new where we'll only be live on Facebook. So if you have any questions at any point of time, feel free to type them in into the comments box below and we'll try our best to get them answered. Shall we begin? So today we are going to be talking about on a topic called false sense of security in business operations. Now, if you're wondering what exactly we'll be sharing about, you might want to ask yourself, do you know what is the difference between general insurance and life insurance? Now that we are working from home, does company policy such as workman compensation still applies? What if I'm working from home and I got myself injured, like maybe from work or due to cooking? Can we claim under general insurance? Also, is COVID-19 actually covered under general insurance? So right now, we are very honored to have a very special guest speaker, Daniel Ng from Wellfield Insurance Agency. With 26 years of experience, Daniel has been serving and managing companies' portfolios such as those in construction companies that are listed in Singapore, industry of manufacturing companies, health food company, beauty product companies, and even local education institutions. Now, hi Daniel.
Hi
Can we have
Maya.
Daniel?
Yeah, hi Maya. Thanks for having me on. Good afternoon to everybody. Hi. It's a nice time to come in at this hour and at this time where the COVID-19 and working from home is having. Everyone is quite curious about what they are covered and what they are not, So I'm here to hopefully I can address some of the questions and give some lights to their worries that they may have at this moment of time.
Right, so shall we hop into the conversation and get it started? So we have curated questions for our guest speakers today to start off. So meanwhile, if you have any questions at any point of time, please feel free to comment on our Facebook Live page, Host Now Live, and we will try our best to get Daniel to answer them. So as the start, we want to understand more about general insurance. Like what exactly is the difference between life insurance and general insurance?
Okay, very thin line cutting across both. Life insurance is mainly on personal, meaning like my own life, death, total permanent disability, and critical illness. It's all on me. That's for me as a life person, yeah. So general insurance is more towards assets, where you talk about your loss of your assets, your home, your offices, your be it is also considered as liability involved, where in the event of a fire, theft, burglaries, third-party liabilities, this will be the one that is coming to actually help the company to manage the cost and compensate in the event of claim. So one again is on life, the other one is more on the assets. Again, one life, the premium is normally much higher compared to general. So there's also another differences in between the two policies. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So assuming that, we can have both of, general insurance and life insurance, right? And it's necessary for us to actually have both?
Good question. Life insurance, I think everyone would know that in the event of a early dismissal, the family will want a lump sum of money. So I think that would definitely be one benefit for the family to have, to kind of like replace the loss of income for the family. So that is very important thing. General insurance, because general insurance entails a little bit more thing that it is there's no return for the premium that you pay for, so the premium is much lower. Things like travel insurance, things like accidental policies, things like even individual hospitalization plan, that would also can be classified in the general concept of the policies. So if you talk about whether do I need both, yes, meaning I need it for my life and critical illness and total permanent disability. But if it's due to accidental, and I'm not dead. Yeah, I'm disabled, I'm injured, and I need to see a hospital, see a GP, see a TCM. Can I claim for my life policy? TCM, outpatient? No. Yeah, so the accidental policies, which is under general, will comes in very handy. That will really helps a lot for TCM, outpatient medical, going for small stitches, going for a small bandage, seeing a GP for the accidental policy. That will help a lot. So yeah, you would have both combining it will makes a quite a comprehensive and complementary policies to have.
I see, I see. So could you like share with us, like especially during this COVID-19 situation, right? Like, is there any changes with like Workmen Injury Compensation Act? Like,
Ah, wow, that's a good question. From January 2020, there will be some changes in the Workmen Compensation Act. I think I would share a screen for you to see what is the latest changes in the market, so that everyone will have a good idea what will be the changes like. Okay, let's see here. Okay, as you can see from here, you can see in the one in yellow and the one in blue. More certainty for employees and reward safety companies and enhanced protection for employees, that is in blue. Before, let's look at the yellow one, the before and after. Before, you're not sure whether the WICA policy you bought is WICA compliant. Now, the new one that is coming up is that Ministry of Manpower will designate an insurance company that is approved by them to be allowed to offer the Workmen compensation policies. That will be going ahead in September 2020. So be sure for the company basis, if you were to engage a insurance company, make sure they are approved by the Ministry of Manpower. Yeah. So going ahead, the company basis, this is what you need to look at. There's a situation that people will say is that my policies do not pay. Yeah, you can't get reimbursement from your WICA policies due to policy exclusion. Going ahead, there's no more exclusion. That means that they will have to have policies that covers every aspect of working class, the people that's working. Yeah. Next one, you talk about where you have safety record. Last time you have safety record or not, you may not really get the special discount. Going ahead in September 2020. Safety records, safety claims, your records, your claim records will be uploaded to MOM, where insurance company would probably be able to access it. That is in the pipeline. Once that is done, that means insurance company will know how is your claim record, whether you are good or not. They will give you a discount accordingly. So this is going ahead. That's what's going to happen. Number 4, you can't recover a lump sum compensation and medical expenses due to errors, false and misleading information. Going ahead again, you can now seek recovery for full compensation paid. So these are things that in protecting the company's basis. On the individual, you can see there's a big change in the individual portion, the blue color here. Last time, company says that I insured people actually below 1,006 non-manual workers. Going ahead, from, in fact, 1st April, they have bring it up to 2,006. Anyone below 2,006, there is non-manual workers, compulsory to insure them. But anyone that is doing manual work, you have to buy. Saying that, yeah, if your work is so-called non-manual and your salary is above 2006, can you claim? In fact, you can. So who is going to pay for you? The company got to be responsible. So for company, I would not advise saying that even those people is above 2005 and they are non-manual workers, their premium is not really that huge. So I will normally advise insuring those people. Do not come into a situation that you may incur additional cost. Where because I had a claim for a marketing manager, had a fall and break the arm into 3 sections here. The bill comes up to nearly 40,000. Now, the premium is not that high, less than 1,000 a year. So can you imagine if you do not pay for the premium, you're going to pay for the 40,000 out from your own company's pocket. So that is quite disturbing to a company. That's a lot. So I would normally advise my client, please, do not save on that. Be assured that you are at least covering the guys. Coming back to here, also the death benefit. Last time is only 204,000. Now it increased to 225,000. And total permanent disability maximum previously was 262, now increased to 289,000. Going ahead, previously the regulations said that above 4 days and above, then you need to report to MOM. Going ahead, any light duty due to work accident, okay, you have to do a declaration. That means that small, minor injuries, you also need to do a declaration. So these are the few things. And last but not least, if you want the doctor to assess your injury, you need a employee's consent. That was a previous misunderstanding that we had. But the new ruling here is if you have reasons to believe that the treatment doctors is not providing the adequate care or assessment, you can apply to MOM to have another doctor assess you. So it is quite a good extension now for the employees per se. So going ahead, employees are quite well protected in all contexts. And coming ahead, also you see the green color one, they are trying to have a faster and simpler claims processing benefit for everybody. So all this situation down here, you'll be able to access all this information from the MOM side, where you will know that you are well kind of taken care in terms of MOM enhancing law. Yeah, that's it on the changes at this moment of time.
Is actually from the company. So if let's say I quit the company, all right, then does it still cover me or it doesn't at all? And then what happens from like a company's point of view? Do I have to keep changing the names of the people that I'm insuring, or is there like a specific amount that of like 20 employees or 200 employees that I'm covering? So how does this?
Okay. Sorry to break you off just now. Now, in terms of Women Com, Women Com rulings is just that once you leave the company, you are no more protected under the company's policies already. Yeah, so you have to be employed by the companies to be able to be covered. But once you leave the company, you go to another company, the other new company would have picked you up. So that they will have you'll probably be covered under the new company context. Yeah, the old company. Women compensation do not cover based on names basis. They will go by the head count and the annual salary. Let's say I have a management post, I have the executive, I have the general workers. So I have general workers of 200 people. I just cover based on 200 people and their annual salary. So you'll be an annual declaration basis. So this is how the whole thing runs in for under the women compensation.
I see. So how does, let's say, something happens to me and I want to claim under general insurance instead of my own personal insurance? How is the process of claiming like?
Okay. Company have to activate the claim, yeah? So normally what will happen is assuming once a person were to be injured at work, company will file a report to MOM. That will determine inside the report, obviously will say when it happens, how it happens, the process accordingly. They got to submit your last 12 months payslip to MOM to let them know. So this is one process that has gone through the MOM side. With the report, they will actually submit this whole report plus all the original bills, MCs, all to the insurance company. Insurance company, once it evaluates it, it's payable. The insurance company will pay back to the company the salaries and the medical bill. Now, why is it paying back to the company and not paying back to the staff? Yeah, because the company will compensate the staff for the medical bill. So it is to reimburse the company, right? Now, the only thing that if, let's say, due to accident, something happened, I lost one arm, MOM will determine saying that due to your job scope, your age band, there's an amount that they calculated should be compensated to you for your loss of disability. They call it incapacity. Okay, loss of usage of the arm. There's a certain amount that is a formulated amount that they calculate and they say, okay, this is the amount supposed to pay to the staff. The insurance company will issue a check to the staff direct. Yeah, so there's the difference between that.
So
Yeah.
now we have a very interesting situation happening right now, right? We have COVID-19. Everything is
Right.
very different at this very current moment. So if let's say, supposedly I'm working from home and I'm working on behalf of my company, of course, and something
Right.
happens to me. I broke my arm while typing on the computer. I'm just giving a very extreme example.
Okay. Yeah,
So
extreme.
I worked so
Uh,
hard that like I broke one of my fingers and like oh man, I know something happened basically. And then, do
okay.
you think that we are covered under general insurance, and what do we have to do to claim
Right.
basically?
That's a good question. There was this confusion and quite about a lot of people are being worried about that. So, in fact, when came out with the what do you call it, the rulings, to say those who are working from home, if you have injury due to work, you are still covered under Ministry of Manpower, the Women Compensation Act. Okay. So now the situation here is, if your extreme case, like what you're saying, typing and then you broke your arm, yeah, I mean broke your finger, yeah, okay. And this situation, you have to go to prove that it's due to your typing that broke your finger, and not due to the fact that I go yoga, and then I broke my finger. So the scenario here will be, it will be the duty of the employee to prove to the company and to MOM says, hey, it's really due to my typing that I broke my arm, or I broke my finger. Okay. Now, under the situation, yes, it will be claimable.
Okay, so our job basically is just to find evidence and convince people that it actually happened during working hours, right? During when I'm working and working actually for the company. Right. Okay,
Yes.
we'll take note of that. Now,
Yeah.
so okay, let's say as a brand new company,
Right.
how do I know what kind of policy is suitable for my company?
Right. Okay. Good question. Now, as a new company, I think basically we have to satisfy the statutory requirements. That's what start. Workmen compensation is a must if you have employee. If assumingly you are sole proprietor, you may not have any workers. Workman compensation do not apply to you. Okay, because it's only for company with employees. If you are sole proprietor and you employ people, yeah, you got to buy for the coverage of the people, but not you as a boss yourself. Yeah. But if it's a private limited, you are the boss, you are also the employee of the company in terms of private limited regulations, you can be covered under workman comp. So, okay, workman compensation is one aspect of it. If you are a retailer, if you are a retailer, if you are a retailer, obviously, when it comes in your shop space, your renovation, your stock, I think this is important. In the event of a water damage, the event of a fire, you want to make sure your items are well protected. You are able to gain back the item if any of these queries happen. Yeah. So this is the aspect of the assets problem. Now, the last thing, I won't say last thing, but it encompasses a lot. But basically, these are the three aspects that you have to look at it immediately. The other one will be the public liability. Public liability will be due to your negligence that caused a third-party property damage or bodily injury, and you are legally liable. So that portion of it, you have to compensate the other party. Yeah, that policy is important. Most shopping center would require you to have some insured for like 1 million if you are in a shopping center. Shops wise, HDB shops, sometimes they may not really enforce it as much, but for your own safety, yeah, I think it is very important. Why am I saying that? Cases that I have claimed for donkey years, the cases I have claimed is things like water damage. I can have a situation that suddenly my sprinkler damage and the water just splash out. It doesn't only affect me, it affects my neighbor because it may flood the neighbor, yeah? So the neighbor property is damaged. Who are going to sue against? They're going to sue against me. So how am I going to pay them? It can be like 20, 30,000, if they are furniture shops, right? So the public liability will come in. So public liability have been neglected. A lot of people thought that I will not claim, I will not need that. But this is something that I would feel is very, very important. So basically, these are the three items. Basic start, yeah, the basic start. I would say the kick of the insurance is important. These are the three items that is for start.
Now, what if like it's a small, I'm just a small company, maybe like TCM, chiropractors, physiotherapists, or let's say even a freelancer. Do you think we will need
Right.
like general insurance?
Freelancer like a physical trainer, where they would have a professional so-called certification to say that they are qualified to teach. Now, as long as things like you are qualified to teach, you are a person that is with certification, due to your negligence that caused your client to be injured, are you liable to be sued? You are definitely liable to be sued. So people like them would probably have looked into professional indemnity because they are a certain class of profession that it is certified to do it. So people like trainers, these people, there is a policy for them to take care in terms of professional indemnity. TCM, regretfully, TCM is still not recognized per se in local context. So you come by a professional indemnity. But if they have a clinic, obviously the assets and part of it need to be insured. That is mainly for TCM. The other stuff is like if they have short front, obviously they need to take care of short front and the public liability and the women comp. So these are the basic to look at.
Understand. So before we proceed further, just remember that we are on Facebook Live only. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type it down in the comments below and we will look into it and ask Daniel to answer them for you. So Daniel, there's also other questions like, for example, general insurance is covering like so many things, right? Does it also include cyber insurance? Like anti-software.
Yeah. That's a good question. Cyber insurance is the up and coming threat that the new centuries are going through. We are so used to going on internet. We are so used to going on emails, Facebook, or all the IT and stuff that are going on. Especially now, we are actually working from home. Track records have shown that Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand are among the highest IT cyber threat location, in Asia Pacific. So if you were to do assuming you are accessing your office server from your home using your laptop, how secure is your laptop? Not to be infiltrated. Will it affect your data in the office? Will it affect a situation where phishing site comes in, take out the information and you go? Now, last few years you have seen big organization. I think SingHealth, one of them, have been sued, have been fined. I think this is an open situation that everyone knows about it. If a big organization like that, I would assume they would definitely have their firewall, have their security, all this going on. But it may be human error, which is unavoidable. Human situation is the most tough to manage. Yeah? But if it happens, it will cause this problem. Okay, it will cause this problem. It will cause a situation. So cybersecurity will comes in to do the litigation, to do also the compensation, also to actually covers back the cost of reinstating the whole structure back for you. Okay, that will actually help. So that one becomes a very important thing for cyber insurance.
I see. Okay. So, let's say I'm a company director and yes, I want to buy general insurance and I want to protect my company. And then let's say we are company directors, we are not involved in HR matters, right? Will we actually get sued for anything that happens in the company, or will the company and the company's name be sued instead? Like, is there any form of insurance that can protect me as a director against all these like staff versus company lawsuits?
Okay. With the trend of us picking up, it seems that there's more lawsuit coming in Singapore. Yeah, people are smarter to. I won't want to put it that way, but people are smarter to sue nowadays. They know all the legal representation. They know all their rights. Directors. There's a thing called directors and officers liability. DNO, directors liability liability, which covers things like wrongful dismissal, misrepresentation, where you have also things like the part where you have they call it the miscommunication in terms of setting out maybe also the part on the PL, I mean PNL, the director sheet, director's documentation. All this is situation that some directors, if you have a situation where you want to communicate in the wrong sets, wrong information being given out at the time, okay, you would have a situation that you're going to be sued. Okay, sexual harassment, thankfully, is not that common, but you can be sued over that too. Okay, wrongful dismissal, there's cases that actually happening in local context. Company directors are also being sued. Not only the existing directors, leaving directors, means those who actually left, they can be called back to be sued. So DNO, director officers, is one thing that you want to protect your directors from getting into a situation that because you are representing your company, but you personally are being sued for that. So it's very important to have that too. That's also one big consideration.
Wow. Okay, that is a lot of insurance to consider and purchase.
Yeah.
So
there's always too many big scope around because we will have a situation that you have covering on from the top of the scale of directors to the managers to the individual staff. We have so many things to look at. General insurance will covers not only just on obviously like directors and officers liabilities, cyber security, cyber insurance. We have obviously equipment or risk. There's also covering on that. There's also part of general insurance. So travel insurance also covered by group medical insurance also covered as general insurance. So it's covered very wide. So when we go to a company, we will actually normally evaluate what is needed. Most people will evaluate, I mean, everyone should evaluate what the company needs, what the company is going through, especially in this time. I would advise companies to say, you go through with your agent, go through what do they have, go through what you have, and see how they can help to manage. I think the cost is important now. Yeah, I mean, let's be realistic. I think everyone's cost is on their mind now. How can manage your cost effectively? How you can do a policies that is within what you need and not to be over purchased. Why am I saying over purchase? Because even directors and officers liabilities insurance, there's a lot of extension. Okay, you can have so many extensions, but every extension sometimes you have additional costs. So whether do you need it? So you may not really want to go to that. You may be able to reevaluate and say, no, I don't need this. Let's manage our costs a little bit. So I would normally tell my client, hey, let's go through the whole profile, do it together, discuss it, and see how they can manage their costs, and that will be very important during this period of time. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned about like going overseas, like doing work trips and stuff like that, right? So like, for example, if let's say I am going for a work trip and then the company is already paying for my insurance under general insurance, right? Like, do I need individual travel insurance when, like when I'm working and as well, like when I am going for my own holiday?
Okay, this is very unique case where I had so many of these situations happening. A staff wants to go and work, then followed by extend his own stay overseas and travel, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. It's quite a common situation. Now, if the company were to have a corporate travel insurance, and that corporate travel insurance extend to cover leisure extension, it's fine. It means that you go overseas and after that you extend to home travel and you're covered for any contingency. But if you have a corporate travel that do not cover extension of leisure travel, then you kind of got to make sure you buy your own travel policies. Okay, to make sure during that time when you own the sectors where you're actually traveling by yourself, you are well taken care. You do not have a situation that you will say that, hey, I'm not taken care, and then when things happen, I'm not able to come back with the emergency evacuation situation. Because travel insurance is one thing that I would tell my client, do not save. It's not a lot. It's not a costly affair. I have claimed travel insurance like for emergency evacuation plus medical fees comes up to nearly 20 over thousand, and the premium is just less than $20. yeah, less than so I would tell my client, because those are like Malaysia traveling and stuff like that. So I would tell my client, no, don't save on this. Yeah.
Okay, so then, okay, well, I'm convinced, okay, I'll purchase my own travel insurance if, let's say, I'm going overseas for my work. Then what about, let's say, like, I am so dedicated to this company. I've worked with this company for over 10 years, and the company is actually giving us very generous, like, medical benefits. Do I still
Right.
need to pay for my own like individual health insurance? Do you think I still need? Because the company is paying generously and giving us so many benefits, and I am dedicated to this company, so I don't think I'm going to leave this company anytime soon. Do I still need to
Okay.
buy an individual?
Very good question on
Because
that.
it's expensive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, okay, that will run in a little bit onto the Shield plan. Okay, that will run a little bit onto the Shield plan. You have this MediShield Life, right? We have also integrated Shield plan, right? Now, do I need to buy integrated Shield plan? Obviously, integrated Shield plan is a must to my view. It's a must for everybody to really have that cover. Okay. Now, what happened here is that assumingly I am covered under the company, I am having a super plan. My bill is totally taken care, which seldom, I won't say seldom happen. The chances of it is not very high unless you are a big organization. I say a big organization covers a very full detailed thing. But if it's not, probably it will cover like 200,000, maybe 100,000 for medical fees. But if it's a major stuff, it can go up to 300,000. The situation here is that, are you staying in this company for very long? It's very unknown factors. I will tell my client, are you sure you're going to stay in this company for very long? I mean, this company will treat you very well. Some may stay in the company for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Yeah, you may. But for group medical, there's an age limit. That means once you go to a certain age, you have to stop. They will not insure you anymore. Yeah, that's how group medical insurance works. But your Shield plan will cover you to 100 years old. So you have one situation that you are covered to this level. You have one situation that covers to 100 years old. So in all contexts, the Shield plan is still a definitely must. Whether you want to change it to the integrated plan or not, with your budget allows it, I will normally advise my client to do it. Yeah, include it to be well taken care of. Company hospitalization plan is good. Taking care of you is when you're in the company and you go to a certain time. The worst part is that when you go to a certain time, you left the company or you are leaving the company, you have got a certain medical condition. You want to buy the medical plan that we discussed about the Shield plan, there will be exclusion. And by then, you can't buy in with this medical condition. That is quite a sad problem. Okay. Again, the basic MediShield plan, MediShield Life plan, it covers for pre-existing problem, but because the coverage is pretty low, it is mainly for 6-bedded and below, but even 4-bedded. But then again, the amount claimable is very low. So I would not really I won't say not really advise, but I would strongly advise people to go for the integrated plan. Okay, even though you have a company policies and claim process. Sorry, I'll elaborate a little bit on the claim process on hospitalization plan. I think it's good for everyone to know. If I would be admitted to hospital, I will advise my client, please submit your claim through the hospital by e-file through your insurance company. When they do the e-file to your insurance company, yes, they will claim from your own personal insurance first. Once you get from your personal insurance a claim, submit the whole claim to your company insurance so that the company insurance will reimburse back to your personal insurance. Because your personal insurance, the shield plan will have a limit, like annual limit of 1 million, that kind of things. So when you claim, you obviously 1 million will drop, right? So you can throw the whole thing to your company medical insurance and they claim back and your 1 million goes back up again as per normal. Yeah. So some people were saying that you should claim from your company insurance first. If you do that, that means that you have got to either get a letter of guarantee. That means that you get a letter from the company insurance that says that okay, this staff is with me, and they can claim up to this level so that they do not have to pay. Okay, they do not have to pay. But if you do not, a company may not have the letter of guarantee. That means that you have got to pay first, yeah? You pay first, you take the money, take the bill and claim from the company insurance. But if your company insurance, the coverage is insufficient to pay for your medical bill, what will happen? I have got to go back to my personal insurance, right? And for you to go back to your personal insurance, you have to go back to the hospital and get them to do an e-claim to your personal insurance. Now, by then, because you didn't activate the e-claim from the very beginning, you only activate the e-claim later. The hospital will charge you nearly $300 to $400 just to do the e-claim, and that will come off your own pocket. And that's a very painful thing to have. So to do a process easier for you, it will definitely be going through the first process, your own personal one first. Then go through the whole process of your company. Then that will be that you quite sure you do not have any cost that comes in. Sorry, say again. I would say you do not have any cost that comes in from your personal. That is provided you buy the rider. Okay, so there's a basic plan, there's a rider plan. So that is provided you buy the rider. Now, assuming you didn't buy the rider, there will be access and co-insurance, right? It's fine because your company will be able to pay for the co-insurance. So you can actually buy that, take the whole bill and throw it to the company and say, hey, these are the things that I didn't claim for my personal. Now you please pay for me. So that's the whole process of the claim. Very lengthy, but it's necessary that everyone knows this process. That you do not pay the extra $300-400 to the hospital just to do the e-file later in the stage. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Well, I hope everyone is learning something today. We don't want to make this kind of stupid mistakes where we're gonna spend $300. No, thank you. But that's a painful amount of money.
Yeah, so that's a painful amount of money.
Yeah. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to head over to our Facebook Live and then send down and type it down your questions, and we will get Daniel to answer it for you. Yeah. So meanwhile, Daniel, we have business owners asking, like, let's say we are renting a part of a warehouse or office unit from the landlord, like we are sharing with them, and something bad happened, like a fire started on their side,
right.
Not our problem.
Right.
But I mean, we are sharing the same place, right? So, what can we do? How can we claim? And what else can we do to protect ourselves in this kind of situation?
Okay. Two scenarios that comes in, right? One, are you insured? If you are insured, that means you already insured yourself, right? And you already declared to the head office or the insurance company saying that I'm actually having a shared premises with someone else, and we are having the same location, but it's just a partition or walls breaking out in between, and the insurance company says, it's fine. We accept it as it is. Things like that happen, okay, you can claim for own insurance. So that one is totally clear. Okay. The other one, you are not insured. Very sensitive situation. If you are not insured, your agreement with the landlord. I assume you are the second tenant when you say that, yeah, because you are sharing with people. Either you are when you're sharing is either you are your own tenant or you are sharing as a co-tenant. Sharing a co-tenant, normally you are sharing the premises of the main tenant. If your tenancy agreement states clearly that they are responsible for things like that to happen, or they will say that no, it's not their responsibility. If it's not their responsibility, if fire happens, it happens. Yeah, that means you are on a very bad disadvantage. Can you sue the other party? Can you sue the landlord because it's due to them that caused you to have this situation? You may, you may. Okay, the scenario here is that it depends on their policies again. Again, you try to sue against their public liability, hopefully to claim back for your losses. But it very well depends on the policy wordings. What kind of policy wordings they have? What kind of agreement between you all two? Okay, because normally shared premises is one underwriting criteria that the underwriter would want to know whether it's your premises or shared premises, and then whether it's the other party keeping a hazardous item or not. Like gas tank, petroleum and stuff like that. Or are there a lot of woodwork involved? Because woodwork is one category that insurance company are quite worried about. So if your neighbor is a woodwork stuff like that and you're sharing premises, high chance. It probably may be a certain situation of premium be either very high or much higher, or they don't even dare to take you in. So very high chances that you really got to see what actually happened.
By woodwork, though?
Okay, woodwork is like carpentry work. Carpentry work, those carpentry work. Why am I saying carpentry work is very high risk? A lot of sawdust. When you saw a lot of wood dust that's going to be on the floor, and is it easily flammable? It is easily flammable. So things like Sungai Gadot, especially those Sungai Gadot, a lot of works with a lot of zinc roof, right? Those places a lot of insurance company doesn't want to touch because they are considered very hazardous. So I would normally say, it is something that you have to be clear with the underwriters or the insurance company, saying where you are, what you do, so that when it comes to claim, you do not have a situation that you're going to fight the case. Okay. Coming back, I think misconception. I think a lot of misconception going on in the industries or outside the market, saying that actually all companies will provide the same policies. I buy this plan, I buy that plan, you'll be totally the same. Which is not true, because every companies, they have certain leverage, certain additional cover, certain plans cater to every individual need. So it's not always a situation that one plan suit all. Okay, they got to make sure they have things like, okay, like example, COVID-19, my shop is not operational. Can I claim? Okay, some policy yes, some policy no. Some policy covers for human transmitted disease where if you are not able to operate, I'll pay you like $100 a day. Okay, some $250 a day. So some policy would have that. So there are companies that is doing this claim to insurance company now. They will actually go through the policies, go through your agent, right? Make sure you go through your policies and say, under this situation of COVID-19, is your policy covering it? So if your policy do cover, so hopefully that will cut down a little bit of a pain and you can claim back some part of it. Yeah. The other portion here is under insurance. Yeah. It's very sensitive because some companies, in order to cut costs, they will say that, I got 20 people, I claim 10 people enough lah. I mean, I report 10 people enough. I don't have to report. I won't have 20 people having accident at the same time, right? When things happen, insurance company have the right to check your CPF contribution, your levy. And if this thing do happen, let's say you only cover 10%, you have 20%, but you only cover 10%. Yeah? Insurance company find out, they say, okay, in that case, you only cover only 50%, right? This guy bill is 98,000. I only pay you 50% of the 98,000. Then the rest, the company got the foot. So that is also a very painful affair for the company to suffer. So I would normally say, it's better to be clear that what you have and to be very clear from the onset. So when it comes to claim, you do not have any issue that you fight the case, say these type of things like that. You'll be quite not a nice feeling. Yeah. And last but not least, also things on the assets. Yeah, assets. There's always a situation where a lot of people thought that I'm buying the assets insurance for the market price. Uh, market price are more towards maybe motor insurance. Okay, market price. But if I'm buying a equipment, I need to replace my equipment in the factory. Do I use market price? I think more replacement cost would be the right thing to look at. So make sure you have a situation that you buy as a replacement cost, because if I have a fire, my machine burned down, can I buy a second hand? I can, but it's not going to work like perfect like what I'm going to do. So replacement cost will be buying a new one back. So I think you should go into a replacement cost than a marketplace for machinery. Car is different. Car, you can buy a second hand car easily. So normally car they go by the market price. So that's a slight difference in that sense of it. Yeah.
So, okay, we have like someone asking, so if let's say we OT, is it considered to be under, is it covered under general insurance?
Okay. As long as you are working for the company, OT is covered. That means that you can see those people working on the road at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, roadside. Are they considered OT? They're considered OT, but they are working for the company. And so the definition here is that you are doing the company's job at that time by the instruction of the company. I say again, meaning like if let's say I'm doing my job during my working hour, instruction of the company, I'm going to do it. But if assumingly like you are already off work, you go and meet your client personally for drinks, is it considered work or not? That's a contention. Okay. That's a contention.
Let's say we go to business work and like, you know, it's
Yes.
part of like.
If you are business work netting, yeah. Yeah. Okay. If you talk about business work netting, yes.
If it's, let's say, like permission granted, that means like if it's not from our own, let's say I just want to OT because we want to catch up with work, is that considered as, you know, that means like it's
Yes.
not under permission.
Okay, when you say not under permission, you're working from where? You're working from home, you're working from office. If you're working from office because you're doing work in office.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, you're doing an office, right? Because you got the rush, you got OT, got a project to finish, right? You're still doing your work. That one is still considered work. Okay? That one is because you are still doing your work in the office. My concern is that if I'm outside and things do happen, am I doing work or am I on my own? So that's a dodgy thingy. You have got to be very sure of what actually happened. The declaration, the understanding of actually when it happens, how it happens, the reporting, got to be very clear so that at least there's no gray line in between. That it's going to be a situation whether is it true, is it not true, whatever. I think we are being very clear in the sense that we do not want to have a situation that we give the wrong information. Once you give the wrong information, you give the wrong representation, it will seem dodgy. Then people will think that what are you trying to do? But if it's factual, if seriously I'm seeing a customer because it's need to, yeah, I'm doing my work, yeah, then it's factual. It's work related situation. Okay. Working hour is always very subjective. That is something that is very also quite a thin line. Is after 5 o'clock working hour, after 7 o'clock, like what they say, I need to do OT and rush, it's working hour. It's working. It's during work. Yeah, that's how you should be protected in that sense.
Like what? Okay, someone is asking 1 a.m. I guess yes, it's work, right? OT, regardless of until whether it's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Work, right?
Yeah.
So I think we can
1 a.m.
that we can we are actually working. Like as long as we can prove that we are actually working, I believe that we are still covered under general insurance, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I think company would not want to deny the fact that you're working for the company. I think if you're working for the company to rush out project, I think the company will appreciate you. They will not say that, hey, you trying to be funny, staying at 1 a.m. doing what, not doing anything and you're staying off. I think you're really working. If things like that do happen, I think you under the MOM law, you're working for the company, it's within working hour, it should be fine. Then again, is that working hour thing is something that is very contentious because at 1 a.m., is it really necessary to work until 1 a.m.? So this is something that is argumentative. Yeah, I'm saying argumentative because it seldom happen to people where, yeah, okay, the only thing I can think about is maybe newspaper editors. Sometimes you got to rush on the next day. You know, it's 1 a.m. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. Construction workers going on site at 1 a.m. It happens. Yeah. So I think it depends basically on the job scope involved. Okay, the job scope involved and also the circumstances, how it happened. So that is the best way to put it. The job scope involved, the circumstances and the timing. Then do we evaluate accordingly. Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question by Zubin. He's actually asking Daniel, what are some of the minimum areas that we should consider for SME when considering about general insurance? Like what happens if some database in my company gets stolen and PDPC agency issues a fine? Would like our cyber insurance policy cover the fine?
Oh, yes, okay. That's why cyber insurance is important. With the PDPA that is coming in, enforcing it, and they have been so strict, yeah, we are quite concerned of this aspect of it. So even though, as I said, you would have your security, you have your firewall, you have your protection all around, you will not know actually what happened. Things do happen. When things happen, I think cyber insurance will actually comes in. They will comes into the mitigation. They actually comes in with to find out what is actually the situation. They will try to analyze. They will try to help you out. They will actually try to re-op the whole situation again. That's how cyber insurance works. It's not just to pay off. They will actually go through, the insurance company will actually go through the whole situation, how to help you to mitigate the whole scenario. And if you are being sued, yes, fine, yes. Okay, so once you go through the whole process, underwriters actually accept your case as it is, and it is not a fraudulent situation where you actually open up and say, please come and steal my things, you know. It is a scenario where you are being hacked, okay, and things do happen and out of your control. It's not within your control. That's more important, yeah. That's right. It's not within your control and things like that do happen. Cyber insurance will come in handy to help you.
I see, I see. Okay, I have another question that might sound very weird. Do I assume that actually all companies as an employee has general insurance, like they bought general insurance for all of us? Do I assume that all companies actually have it? And then I assume that actually, hey, I'm actually covered for general insurance as an employee and I don't have to worry about things. So anything happens, I'm just gonna claim.
Okay. Why am I hesitating? Okay, the scenario here is not all company buy. Okay, that's the tricky part. I would think that the smaller companies would think that it's not necessary. They will think that it will never happen. What is my job scope is so simple. In the office only, you know, why must I pay to buy? You know, there are companies that does that. They will assume that it will not happen. So when things do happen, who got to bear the responsibility? Then the company got to bear the responsibility. Now, can the staff claim? Remember, I was telling you, you can claim even though you're not covered, right? You can claim from the company, the law, the medical fees, the salary, you know, the disability. You can claim. The company just got to pay. That's it. You know. So, would it be normal for the staff to go and ask the company, "Hey, am I covered with workman compensation? Am I covered with hospitalization?" I think it's not wrong to ask. Like, what am I covered with you? You know, under circumstances, if things do happen, am I protected? You know, I think it's okay to, it's right for staff to know because most company will have a handbook, staff handbook. They will tell you what you cover for, you know, the kind of situation. The smaller one may not have it, but I think it's good to know. So at least if things do happen, may not be you, family may know about it because certain situation happens like my situation happens like my client, construction workers, quite a sad sight. the trench collapsed. Let me say they're digging the hole and the trench collapsed, and he died. There is under women compensation, so the money is being sent over, and he's an Indian guy, so the money is sent over back to India to the family members. So these are things that it's good to know. Even the family is good to know. So at least they know that in terms of contingency they are covered for.
Okay, so we have the very, very last question from the floor related to cybersecurity. It's actually a very new thing. So, it's very important, especially for businesses nowadays. So we know that most modern businesses should have these, like cybersecurity. So how do we prepare to take up this type of insurance? Is there like a checklist or to ensure that we have taken like the necessary steps to actually protect our company's digital assets of data?
Right. Now, what happens here is talk to the agent. The agent would have a list of questions that the insurance company would ask. Now, the list of questions will kind of also prep you to say what is needed to be protected. They will have all this list. I think go through the whole list, then you will know where you stand. But I think basically now here I think it's important that everybody would have a certain firewall protection. I think all IT companies don't have need to tell them they are already in it and they know about it. But the studies shows with quite a fair bit of IT companies overseas and locally, most IT people or professional in the company comes back with two main issues that they say that they actually encounter. They either do not have the time or do not have the budget to enforce the cyber security situation in office, meaning like they every day got to go through the whole process of going through their new program, new software, that cybersecurity may be yes, but not major priority. But recently it becomes a little bit more prevalent, that people are more concerned of cybersecurity. Everyone is putting a little bit more effort in cybersecurity. I think that's a good thing. With all the last case, the Sing Health case and quite a few big issue, people are very concerned now. I think that's a good thing. So with that in mind, those people who actually deal with a lot of data, those deal with a lot of company informations, even clients' floor plan and stuff like that. You would not want to have a situation that you have a data breach. There's outside people who's always trying to breach, trying to test their skill on doing a breaching of people's firewall. So you do not want to go to this situation. I think cyber insurance may not be very costly. Okay, one thing for sure, cyber insurance is not really very costly. Okay, so it's good to go into that, have a view on that angle, so that at least things happen, you are not into a situation that you got to come up 200,000, 300,000, or even 500,000. Sometimes fine, sometimes you got to compensate to your third party. Can you imagine everyone sue you for it? A client, 5,000 information gone, and their personal information are affected. If you have a classic sue who comes in, oh my, I think that would be a big issue. So it is wise to have it secure. That's my view. Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Daniel, for taking like 1 hour of your time to actually talk to us about general insurance and educate us about all these things. Thank you.
Thanks.
We have finally come to the end of this week's Host Now Live show. Once again, thank you to our guest speaker, Daniel Ng from Wellfield Insurance Agency, for sparing us some time to be on the show. Also, we would like to thank our audiences from wherever you are for participating and joining us today. So next week, we have a very, very interesting topic about social media. Like, how can you use social media at this point of time to actually bring up your advertising level and make good use of this platform to actually gain more sales and etc. So we have with us Asaf Teo, the co-founder of Hush Brown Media, with us next week. Same time, same place. So before we go, remember we have a QR code right, left. And leave us your feedback. Let us know what you think, or if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And if you have at any point of time you want to speak to Daniel, please feel free to send us a message and we can connect you directly with Daniel. So same time, same place. We will see you next week. Adios.